Well, we can speak now to Johnny Samuels, who was just 8 when he travelled from Jamaica to the UK with his family in 1964. We're also joined by Patrick Vernon, who campaigns on behalf of the Windrush scandal victims. Johnny, if I could just come to you first of all. You were obviously only a child when you came to Britain. How has this whole scandal impacted you?
Well, very, very, very seriously hurtful at this moment still. You know, as a child, you mentioned coming to the UK. People forget that whilst I was I'm from Jamaica, whilst our parents came to kind of rebuild Britain, we were left there, and the pain started from then as a child. And then coming here in 1964, obviously it was a culture shock, and receiving 2 deportation letters after 55 years in the UK, working and doing positively good. When receiving the Home Office letter of I'm a legal immigrant and given 6 weeks to leave the country, it was really a shock.
And Johnny, where are you up to with your claim right now?
Well, I must say that I'm thanked for the several organisations in the UK, black organisations that are fighting for justice, like Septimus Severus in Coventry and Birmingham and London. All over the country has been helping, uniting and networking to keep people like myself sane, informing us of where we're at. We're still in limbo. I'm shocked to know that there's 95% of claims are not being processed. We are still in limbo, and it's really, you know, left us in a colleague put it to me that it's like a state of mental mangalization, and it really makes you wonder: is this carrot real? Is it going to happen before we put to the grave? And I think that's sometimes what the Home Office is waiting for.
Patrick, if I can ask you, what would make this process simpler and more effective and get people the compensation that they're due sooner?
Well, since the launch of the compensation scheme in April 2019, there have been a number of reports done by Parliament. This is the second report done by the Home Affairs Select Committee, Public Accounts Committee, and last week an independent report done by a group of lawyers have made the same point, which I've been campaigning for the last 2 years, that the compensation scheme needs to be removed from the Home Office. Remember, the Home Office were the perpetrators of this crime in the first place. They are not designed to help traumatise people, to make the right kind of claims. There's no legal aid, no assistance whatsoever. And actually, in many ways, it's actually further traumatised people in many ways. The result speaks for itself. The scheme needs to be removed from the Home Office straight away, working with families, survivors, lawyers, and making the right procurement process. And one of the objections raised by the government as a result of this and many reports is that it'll take too much time. Yeah, I have to remind the audience, over 23 people have died waiting for compensation. It's outrageous. And yet the Home Office and the Home Secretary are buried their heads in the sand thinking we're improving the schemes. You get a better service in Poundland or Ryanair than the Home Office.
Because, Patrick, you make a really important point there, which is that this is a generation of people that are getting older now. How much pressure can you put on the Home Office? Can you put any pressure on them? And how quickly does this need to be resolved so that this generation of people will see an answer?
It has to be resolved immediately. The Select Committee report is very clear. It's a cross-party report. It's made some clear recommendations about removal of the scheme from the Home Office. The Home Office is not fit for purpose. It's like flogging a dead horse. The government has to now recognise that the scheme has failed, has let down the Windrush generation, and they need to work with the Windrush generation to make this right. They can't keep on saying all the time, we're improving things or we're working steadfastly. That is meaningless to those people who have died. It's meaningless to the families and their estates who will now have to pick up the pieces. And it's meaningless for those people who have not come forward yet because they do not trust the Home Office. The Home Office has been given 2 years. Parliamentarians have given them the benefit of the doubt. Lawyers have given them the benefit of the doubt, and the community. The time has run out for the Home Office. It's time to move the scheme immediately, in partnership and with support, and in proper dialogue and consultation with survivors, because they know best.
We've got a statement here from the Home Office. Priti Patel, Home Secretary, saying that she recognises that there is still a great deal of work to do, that they're building bridges with the Windrush victims. But they say as well that they are now increasing and have increased the rate of payment quite significantly in the last few months. And that is reflected in today's report. Johnny, are things getting better? Are the people you see, you speak to in the same position as you? Did you notice that payments are now coming through?
I think I've known of one person that has the payment has come through, and yet that is piecemeal, really. But Patrick just said, you know, the Home Office scheme is not fit for purpose, and many of us agree to that. We in the Black community could do 10 times better and speed up this process 10 times faster. And what I'm seeing is, like people are saying as well, that it's like justice is delayed in this matter. But we say that justice delayed is not going to be justice denied. We are going to fight on, and we will keep fighting on until our last breath, because my grandchildren, great-grandchildren deserve this. And there are many who are still suffering. Many are still, you know, in hospital dying. Some say, I think the government is waiting for a lot of us to die of COVID, tell the truth. But it's not going to happen. And people are suffering, people are hurting, people are feeling disgruntled. And look, just Priti Patel, either move off and let us get on with this ourselves and come to us. We have the answers. You are pretending that you want to help and do something, but you are not. And we can clearly see that. Many people are calling me at this moment in time saying what is going on. But, you know, I believe that 2022 we'll see change. If we have to demonstrate, if we have to march, if we have to cause some noise, we'll do it. And that's how we feel at this time.
Johnny, I can sense your frustration talking to us this morning. You talked about feeling like you're in limbo and marginalised. Just on a day-to-day basis, just living your life, how does this impact on you and what you can do?
Look, what you see, the embarrassment of this is that people know our situation. Some people think that I was really illegal. I was at work, put it this way, and I was told that my work had to cease because I have no papers to show that I'm a citizen of this country. And that was embarrassing because the whole workforce thought, oh, this guy's been here illegally for 3, 4, 5 years. Oh, and he's been caught. So the embarrassment of all that it's a stigma, and it doesn't go away. Some people up until today believe that we are illegal. Some people believe that we don't deserve this. But look, many other countries and nations are getting compensated of wrongs done to them by colonial Britain. Why is it taking so long for us? It's a matter of color to receive justice. And that is the hurtful part about it. Is it a matter of color? If we were on other from European countries asking for this, would we be knocking on doors, steel doors for so long? We are really sick and tired of being sick and tired of this matter. Priti Patel, Boris, do something, because we're not going to die.
Johnny, thank you so much for sharing your story with us this morning. That's Johnny Samuels and Patrick Vernon.
And that statement from the Home Secretary, she says she's committed to every penny of compensation being paid out to everyone it's entitled to go to. And she says that the amount of compensation being paid out has risen from less than £3 million to more than £31 million as a result of the scheme being overhauled in December last year. We'll keep across that story in the weeks ahead, see how it goes.